Hello everybody and welcome to another Minecraft Bedrock tutorial. I've completed the hat trick on vault doors. I've made a 4x4, a 5x5 and a 6x6. But I've never completed the hat trick on cave doors. I've made a 4x4 and I made a 5x5, but then I kind of stopped. So it's finally time to answer the call and make a 6x6 vault door. But I've never completed the hat trick on cave doors. Make a 6x6 vault door. Cave doors, vault door. Cave vault, cave vault, cave vault. Just before we look at this design in any more detail, I just want to say a massive thank you to the following people who suggested this video. So I want to say a huge thank you to Pietro Mayho, Charles Phillips, Mozzie Happer, Opana Opelos, and Creeper Warrior. So here is our lovely 6x6 cave doors. At the moment, as you can see, it is closed, but when I flick this lever here, as you can see, the door opens very nice and quickly. I then flick the lever again, and again, it closes very nice and quickly. It's not fully in sync, but it's very, very close. Now, taking a quick look at the redstone now, as you can see, it is very compact, pretty small. It's not, I'm going to say I'm 99% sure it's definitely not the smallest you can make. Yeah, it's definitely not. But, yeah, it's pretty small, so don't comment that it's not the smallest, okay? I will go mad. No, I won't. I won't really. The Robo Time Man will. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with this tutorial. Did I not mention that this build is completely spam-proof? Yep. It's indestructible. No, not that indestructible. No. No. Oh! So, for this truly amazing build, you're going to need 8 regular pistons, 44 sticky pistons, 16 observers, 18 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone blocks, 4 redstone torches, 76 redstone dust, 2 hoppers, 1 lever, 12 slabs, 2 glass blocks, 6 slime blocks, or 6 honey blocks if you're so inclined, 6 immovable blocks, I'm going to be using obsidian, 66 blocks for redstone to go on, and then how many blocks you need for decoration. Okay, to start this build, have an 8x8 square like this. Now, this square here is our door surround, so we should have a 6x6 square in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So firstly, come to the left hand side and place a block here, and then grab a sticky piston and face it toward the middle. And now we want a diagonal line of sticky pistons going up, 3 long. So that's 1, that's 2, and there's 3. And now we want to mirror this up here, but going downwards. So block here, sticky, and then go down. Now, behind this sticky piston here, we want to place a temporary block, and then grab 3 regular pistons and place them like this. 1, 2, 3. And remove this block here. Now, next to these 3 regular pistons, we want 3 sticky pistons. And on their faces, we want slime blocks. 1, 2, 3. Now grab any movable block, basically a block that can be moved, and place it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now we can repeat that on this side. So, block here and sticky. We want 3 up in a diagonal line. And then 3 down like this. Now behind this sticky piston, we need a block. Regular piston facing inward. 2 more down. Like so. 3 sticky pistons directly next to them. 3 slime blocks. And then our blocks for our door. Beautiful. Okay, so now we've done the sides, now we can do the top, and we can do the bottom. So, firstly, come to this block here, move on to the right, and place 2 blocks toward the back like this. Then 2 blocks down, 1, 2, and then remove these 3 blocks like this. Sticky piston here, and remove this block here. Then a temporary block, sticky piston up, and another one. Remove this one. Another temporary here, and another sticky piston here. Make sure you got it in the right place by placing 2 blocks from this block here, and it should be on top of that sticky piston. And the same on this side. You can see 2 in and 2 out the back. Then lastly, place 2 temporary blocks here. And now we want to place double piston extenders like this. So 1 sticky piston, and then another one. 1 here and 1 above. 1 here and 1 above. And you guessed it, 1 here and 1 above. And then you want to repeat this up there. So come to the top, come to this block, one to the right, place 2 blocks out, and 2 blocks up. Remove the first 3, sticky piston facing downward. Remove that block. 2 out like that, sticky piston, and sticky piston. Remove these 2, just check they're in the right place by placing the blocks like this. You can see it's perfectly symmetrical. 2 blocks up like that, and then grab our sticky pistons to make piston extenders and place 2 like that, 2 like this, 2 like that, and 2 like that. Okay. Oh, and then lastly, just place our door blocks like this and like this. Okay, so now we have all our pistons in place. We need to come down to the bottom and firstly place 4 blocks out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remove the first 3. And then grab a sticky piston and place it toward the back like so. And a block of redstone here. So when that's...
Don't know that one.
That made me jump. That's the Alexa. Oh. Oh, that's scary. Right. I'm leaving this in the video, okay? This is staying. Next to the sticky piston, we need another one and another block of redstone. So when the sticky pistons move, they move the block of redstone to here, powering these pistons here. Oh, need a moment. Okay. Right. Now, from this sticky piston here, we need 5 blocks going toward the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need dust like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then a temporary block here, 1 up and 1 toward the back. And move this bottom block. On top of this block, coming away from this block here, we need a repeater on 1 tick delay. Then a block here, and 1 up. Torch on the side of that block, going toward the middle. Block here and 1 out. Remove these 2, and dust here. And a block, and a block. And then we will need a hopper, and we need to place it here. And it doesn't matter which way it's facing, but as long as it's there. Then dust here. And now we'll need 2 repeaters. 1 here on 4 tick delay? I can't remember. Then a repeater here on 4 tick delay. And 1 here on 1 tick. Then grab an observer and place it coming away from this repeater on 4 ticks directly into this piston here. Then another observer coming away from this hopper. Make sure you crouch, otherwise you'll just open up the UI of the hopper. Then a block here. 1 here. And a torch on the side of that block, which should turn off. Then a block next to that observer, and a repeater coming away from this block, but we need it on 3 tick delay. So place it down and press it twice. Once, twice. And then lastly, crouch, place an observer here, and a block. So that observer should be detecting that repeater. And then we can do the same on this side. So 5 blocks out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dust on all 5. Block up. Block toward the back with a repeater on it, coming away from this block. Block in front of that repeater with a torch facing toward the middle. Block here and 1 here. 1 here, and then a hopper, doesn't matter which way it's facing. Dust and dust. Then grab 2 repeaters, 1 here on 4 ticks. Crouch and place 1 here on 1 tick. Grab an observer, place it coming away from that repeater, and 1 coming away from this hopper here. Make sure you crouch. Block here, block in front of that repeater, and torch. Block next to that observer. Repeater on 3 ticks coming away from this block here. And lastly, an observer coming away from that repeater, and a block here. Sorry, just to interrupt myself for a second here, you can actually make this build slightly cheaper if you actually remove this repeater, this observer, and these 2 blocks, and just place 2 slabs and 2 bits of dust. It does exactly the same. It will work every single time. So, yeah. Save yourself an observer and a repeater. Now, if you try and power it now with a lever, you'll see we don't have our full extension. And that is because we need to have another block on top of these 2 torches. Brilliant. And make sure they are the blocks you're using for your flooring. You can see we have our full extension on the piston extenders. Then flick the lever, the full retraction. Okay, now we've done our bottom section. Now we can move on to the side. So firstly, what I want you to do is place a temporary block here and 1 out. Remove this 1. And now we need an observer going toward this piston here, which is these 3 are our regular pistons, as you can see here. So we need an observer going into each one, like that. We're doing that now because if you do it later, it can get a little bit cramped, okay? So then we need to place a block here, and one up, and dust on these 3. 2 blocks toward the middle, and then an immovable block here. I'm going to be using obsidian, and dust on these 2. Then, block here, and a slab on the top side of that block, and remove it. Then a slab here on the top side of this piston, and one here on the top side of that observer. Then a temporary block here, and a slab on the top side of that block, and then another slab here on the top side of that observer, and dust like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now place a block here and one up. Move this one. Block here, one out and one up. Move that bottom one. Dust here and then a repeater going toward this block on 2-tick delay. And then grab a piece of obsidian and place it here and dust like so. Then grab another observer and place it directly downwards off the side of this top piston here. So the dot should be facing toward the dust and the face should be facing toward the sky. But not very long because we're going to cover it with a repeater on 2-tick delay. Now grab a sticky piston and place it here and place a block on it like that. Underneath that sticky piston, place a block here, and then a slab here above that torch. If you place in a regular block, what it's going to do, it's going to make a clock, a burnout clock. From this dust, heading toward this block here, we need 2 repeaters, 1 on 4 ticks, and then 1 on 2 ticks. So 1 on 4, 1 on 2, going toward that block there. Then place a block here next to this slab with dust, a piece of glass down here next to this sticky piston, dust here, and here. And then lastly, dust on top of this observer, dust, and dust. And surprisingly, that's the side all completely done. So if we flick the lever here, as you can see, we have our full extension, and flick the lever again, and we have the full retraction. Okay, so now we've done one side, now we have to repeat that on that side. So if you already know how to do that, if you are okay with copying it, you can skip ahead to the time signature on the screen now where I just show you the top, or if you want me to show you in full, I'm going to do that now. So, block here and 1 up, dust like this, 1, 2, 3, 2 blocks like this, and obsidian, dust and dust. Now before I forget, I need to place the observers going toward these 3 regular pistons. So temporary block and 1 out, move that one, and observer, observer, and observer, all going toward these 3. Then we grab a temporary block, place it here, and a slab. Move this block, slab here, and slab here. Block on top, slab on the top side of that block, and 1 here. Dust on all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, like that. Block here and 1 up. 1 toward the middle, and 1 up. Repeater going toward this block on 2-tick delay, and dust here. And then lastly, grab an observer, place it downward toward that dust, and have a repeater on 2-tick delay. Then we want to grab a sticky piston, place it facing upward off the bottom of that observer, or of the bottom observer of the 3, then a block on top. Block underneath the sticky piston, block here, and then a slab here. Make sure it's a slab, not a full block. Have a repeater on this block coming away from that dust on 4-tick delay, and then another repeater, but on 2-tick delay. The very last few things, block here, and glass, and dust, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then lastly, dust here, here, and here. So now when we flick the lever, we should have nearly... Ooh dear, what have I done wrong? Oh, I forgot to place the obsidian here. Obsidian here, and dust. There we are. And now when we flick the lever, we have a full retraction. And just before we move on to the top section, we can actually place in all of our blocks like this. So any block that needs to be filled in, just fill it in. Just make sure we have another piece of obsidian on top here. Otherwise, our door will break. like that. Okay, the very last thing we have to do is come over to the top and to the left, and first you have dust like this. So coming up from that piston, then 2 blocks here, dust on the first, and a repeater going toward the back on 2 tick delay. Then a temporary block here and 1 up with this block, and then place dust like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all along, and dust here and dust here. Then what we need to do is come around the front here, dust and dust on top of this piston, and down and up, and on this piston, and down again, and on this piston. So you can see it's covering all of those, but not on these ones. Then here and down, connecting to this one here. After that, grab a regular piston and place it like this, facing upward. You can see that dust is connecting to it. Then an observer, which will detect when that piston extends. Then a block here in front of that observer. Block here, here, and dust on top of that block, like that. And then we can repeat that bit on this side. So we need a piston here, which should be connected with that dust. An observer here with a face which will detect that piston arm. Block here, here, and here. And dust on that block there. And then the very last thing to do is place a block here and 1 down. Remove it and have dust on that block. A block here, and coming away from this block with dust on it, we want a repeater on 3 tick delay. Block here and 1 up, and remove that block. And that is completely done. That's literally it. So when we flick this lever down here, we have our full extension. Everything looks beautiful. We have a lovely door, and then flick the lever off, and there we are. And this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video or like this design, please give us a like. And if you really loved it, make sure you subscribe with that wonderful subscribe button for more awesome content. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye!